Hey, everybody, welcome to Happy Friday. And today is another episode of Paranormal Question of the Day, right after the intro. I gotta find it. And that's a different intro, but it works. Hi, Kayla, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Darren?
Doing good, doing good. Just waiting for Taryn to pop on at any minute here. So, hope everybody's Friday is going well. End of the work week. Mine ended a little bit early today, so I'm happy.
I had the day
So,
off, excited.
there you go. That's the one way to do it. Have a day off on a Friday. So, the paranormal question of the day is, so what separates shaman from psychic mediums on paranormal investigations? And also, what do they contribute to the paranormal investigations? So, what do you think, Kayla?
I think they're two completely different things. A shaman is healing, and they do divine intervention with good and bad spirits. Whereas I don't like the word psychic. I don't know what it is. It's just my preference.
Yeah.
Um, the medium aspect is, they're
Hey, welcome to the show.
and we deal with a lot of different things.
Yeah. I like to lean on psychic mediums when I'm on the paranormal investigations. It's just because you come up to a room and you're not
Mhm.
sure if the spirit actually wants you to be entering the room because some like women don't like men, or vice versa.
Right.
Or it's a child spirit that's just not comfortable having people in the room at all. So, I mean, that's one reason why I like having psychics on there. And plus, is strike up an awesome conversation with the spirit. You
Yeah.
know,
I get asked a lot to travel to different locations to help with things. And I do on occasion when I'm not working or and I don't have any plans.
hmm
But yeah, a shaman to me is like a healer, and they help heal spirits and people alike. So
right, right,
that's just my intake.
yeah. And some shamans I see they kind of they tend to, like I said, more healing and stuff
Hmm.
like that. And a friend of mine, she usually gets her hands like really warm up, like it's weird how warm they warm up. And I experienced that through a seance. So, um, yeah, they also like to like use drums,
Hmm.
and also far as like Native American Indians, they get
Right.
into that culture a lot.
Hmm. And I believe that's where shamans eventually came from,
Yeah.
was the native. Hi, April. I love you.
Hi,
Uh,
April.
but
Hey, shout at Tara and tell her she needs to get on.
and April said that she's both. So I mean, she would be good on which is which.
hmm
I think they're two different, but I could be wrong. I haven't studied really the shaman thing. I know about them,
Right?
where I'm kind of born into the other part of it. So
Yeah. I mean, a friend of mine that I was going to have on, Chris Nielsen. He's from the Parent Nomad, which is Traverse Moon with Kelly McCarville. Moon Spinner. I can't speak. Um, and they cross each other once in a while on a
mhm.
paranormal investigation. And that's what he was saying. It's like that's what we like to do sometimes.
A true shaman belongs to a tribe, is what April said.
Yep. Makes sense to me.
Mhm. That is awesome, April.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what shamans now, do you have to be like certified or can you just do without being certified? That's the one thing that I've heard different levels, but I don't know if that's the way how it usually
I'm pretty
works.
sure they go through different kind of training.
Hmm.
April, am I right? You guys do different kind of training to become a shaman. It's not just like something kind of like our abilities we're born into.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I know Chris Nielsen was doing it through a friend of his and a friend of mine that has recently passed. And that's where he learned his stuff. I don't know if you heard of Coyote Chris Sutton.
Yes, I have.
Okay, that's who he was learning his shamanism from.
Okay.
So, and he is a very cool guy. Very cool guy.
I believe it.
So,
What are your takes on shaman?
I think shamans they bring a lot to an investigation because you can have the like I said the parent psychic medium side of it, and
Hmm.
then how like the first couple hours are determined how things go, and then when they um when a shaman starts doing their stuff, it might change the complexion of the place. So
And April said there is a process, so it's not something that you're just, you know.
right, right, exactly, and I believe that there's a process because it just you know I'm very new to the shaman stuff. I mean, the
Okay.
psychic medium stuff side, I kind of see more of how they go to their intuition and
Hmm.
retreats and kind of learn more of their psychic abilities and stuff. So I haven't been to one yet, but I'm kind of curious.
You were in. Oh, you're inducted by your chief.
Okay, interesting, very interesting.
Well, darn, April, we should have you on here.
Let's see. Well, actually, maybe let me see if I can get her on. So, pardon me for a minute here. Maybe.
I have to say, like, I absolutely adore April. She is wonderful
There you
and very
go.
cool about things, and one of the people that I feel actually comfortable talking to about different things.
Hmm. Yeah, April, I just sent you a link. If you're wanting to come on, that'd be great. Help me out a
She
little bit more too. Oh, sorry. I'll go back to that.
she said when she's at home, she's driving right now.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh,
Hey!
hi.
Sorry. I think I have like this paranormal traveling Gettysburg, didn't eat good food for all week hangover.
Listen, I've been tired all day.
I have not been able to get my life together at all.
And she's had the day off.
Hi. Hi, Boo Boo April. I love you.
I tried getting her on, but she's driving.
We should have April knows a lot about shaman, and her her mentor, Charlie McBride, actually, I know I'm coming in late, so I don't
No,
know
that's fine.
if this was already brought up, but
Yep.
her mentor, Charlie McBride, she is a shaman as well.
Mhm.
And she actually oops, sorry.
No, that's fine.
She actually helped me. I was on the phone with Charlie, and she actually helped me. She did like a shamanic cord cutting thing.
Hmm.
And it's the first time in my life that, and I don't know if I was just um I don't know what to put it, like, you know how they say, like, if you have in your head that it's going to work, I guess a placebo effect, right? And I'm not taking anything away from Charlie.
Right.
However, um you know, or if it's something that I really wanted really bad, but she helped me cut cord, and it's the first time that it ever really worked. you know?
Yeah.
So I was impressed with whatever. I mean, she was, you know, pretty awesome. So what was the question?
So the question is so what separates shamans from paranormal psychic mediums on paranormal investigations, and what who contributes more, or are they equal?
I honestly, my opinion, I believe that they bring different things. They're totally different things. So I feel like as far as one being better than the other, I don't think there is such a
No.
thing as that because of them bringing different things to an investigation. I mean, it would be interesting to have both with you to see how they collaborate and how their brains work and how they kind of, you know, might come up with the same things or
Mhm.
different things and see how they, you know, approach that. I don't think any one is better than the other, either
No.
than the other.
Right.
No. And
Now,
everybody is
go ahead.
unique in their own abilities and such as well. So, you know, there's shamans like April. She is a medium and a shaman, where I'm just born into this. You know, so um but I respect the shamans and I listen to the things they say, and they're amazing healers.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
think they brought to the table as well. And I don't
Right.
think one's better than the other because they're completely different things.
Yeah, and April, she's an amazing psychic medium. Like I honestly have seen, you know, it's hard to find a good somebody that you feel is real and legit. And then when you're in the positions that we're in, where people come to you and ask you, you know, hey, you know, who it aren't in this field and say, you know, I know you do this stuff. Do you know anybody that's a good psychic medium? You know, you don't want to just send them to anybody.
Mhm.
You know, you don't want to
Right.
just send them to just whoever, you know. So I'm very grateful that April is who she is because I refer a lot of people, you know, her way. You
Yeah.
know, or I always talk about how amazing she is, and she's like one of my best friends. But when she was on my show a couple nights ago, because people could question that, right? Like, oh, she's your friend, she would know all this stuff. But there are things that she brought up that her and I never even have had a chance to even talk about yet.
Yeah. And that's the same thing when I do up here in Wisconsin, and I refer people to Chris Nielsen and Kelly McCarville Moonspinner. And that's Traveler's Moon, what I was hoping to get on today, but they are both. One's a second medium and one's a shaman.
Hi, Alita.
She's so
So,
cute, isn't she?
hello.
I'm happy. I hope I don't accept the other. I hope I don't upset the other wives. But she told me yesterday I was her number one wife. Just saying.
Oh, tattletelling.
Hey, that was fun yesterday.
Oh my God. I'm exhausted from this week.
Yeah, this week was
Fun heck, but
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
So last night. So I there's probably people in here that didn't watch yesterday. But oh, she's admitting it. There we go. I love you, Alita. So last night, or yesterday, remember when we were at the Eisenhower, and Dustin had to go. Dustin Heisey, who does Off the Cuff with Dustin Heisey, it's on BB3 TV.
Hmm.
My phone kept messing up, so he had to go live.
Share, love, share
What?
fee. We're at the share fee farm.
No. I'm talking about we had a conversation at the Eisenhower because he had to go live for me there.
Oh yeah.
That's where it started, right? So Dustin's side of like Off the Cuff was bringing in all these people that watch Dustin's show, and it's a political show, so it's not a paranormal show, right?
Right.
So it brought in all these people that were kind of at first kind of like not laughing at, but kind of, you know, haunted LOL, you know, like, you know, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I got a little bit straight faced and started to answer some of those people, you know, and they're historians as well, like people that are all about the history and the facts and this and that. So somebody had brought up about the haunting, you know, Gettysburg and no ghosts and this and that. And I said, you gotta think about something. I said, Joshua Chamberlain went there quite a bit after the war, and he would visit on July 3rd, July 2nd or 3rd, the anniversary of it. And he actually gave a speech at Little Round Top, and had to do everything with and I read it. Kayla pulled it up. I read it online, and it's one of my most favorite. It's one of my favorite quotes ever.
Mine too. I handed it to
It was a good quote. It was a good quote.
And she's like, "Oh gosh, me too."
Yeah. So I read it, and it was, and then Dustin got home, or Dustin messaged me saying, he goes, "You'll never guess what I got." He had no idea. So he went to an estate sale. He buys all these coins, gets home. I still have yet to share it. I want to share it, and it's a coin, a silver coin in a preserved little box, and it's the quote from Joshua Chamberlain that I read.
Wow.
He goes, I never even knew about this, and now twice this has happened. Like, you said it today, you brought it to everybody's attention. It actually, some of the people that heard what I had to say kind of started to go, you're right. Like, this is what I don't like about the people that come in that disrespect stuff. And I said, well, so then the conversation went to a whole nother, and then some of those people that were all laughing started to go, you got a point, you got a point, you got a point. And they were very open-minded and was listening, and then we wound up having a real good conversation. But the fact that he got that coin with that saying on it, to me, that's just a sign, you know what I mean? From whatever, that there's stuff that just confirms for me that what I feel about it was right, I guess. That's just my opinion. Sorry, I know we're going off the subject.
No. That's like, lightning in a bottle hitting twice.
Yeah.
And that's not something you often see.
I love Alita. Hi, Tom. BB3
Hey, Tom.
TV. That's my other part owner of BB3 TV.
Awesome.
Yeah, Tom. That's because Taryn is wise and whatever she says. Alita, I love you. Whatever you say is the truth. How about that?
I am usually like, ha ha ha, great time. And today I'm just depleted. I
really am trying.
Snuggling in bed and sleeping.
Yeah, I'm really trying. I was laying down, and I look up at the clock, and I was like, it was 2:50. I was like, my time. I said, shit. Ran downstairs. I'm hurrying up to try to hurry up.
It's difficult.
Oh, hi, Colette. How are you?
Hi, Colette.
We were on the go nonstop from the time that we woke up to the time it was time for bed, basically. We were investigating, we were driving, we were talking. It was just go, go, go.
Yeah.
It was go. I would actually love to go to Gettysburg with and go around with a psychic medium, or a shaman or somebody people like that, and see. Kayla, I know you are. You're a medium, so I'm not taking anything away from you.
I'm not angry.
I'm not taking anything away from you. Because
just wait, get off air and push. No, just kidding.
No, Aaron knows that I normally don't talk about it. A lot of people didn't know.
Right. But it was good having you along for the ride. And Dustin actually was awesome coming, because Dustin he knows everything about Gettysburg, almost everything.
Does he live out there, or?
He lives about 50 minutes away, but he goes there all the time. And he actually knows things that aren't written in books, or aren't that a lot of people don't know, myself included. The little facts that's the stuff I love. He just told me yesterday, my phone died, unfortunately, during the live, but I'm on Little Round Top, and I go to Little Round Top. Is it sunny there today, by the way, Kayla?
It is. It is.
My life.
And it's warm, because I was out doing errands with Carol, and it is freaking warm. And I said, where was this weather yesterday?
Yeah.
And we're getting snow.
Oh.
So it's 60 degrees and sunny here today, and I'm like, why am I not there? But
it is. It's beautiful.
Yesterday we were at Little Round Top, and Dustin goes, on that one rock, there's a PB carved into the rock. And I said, P is in paranormal and B is in brew. He said, yeah. And nobody knows where it comes. I was up there looking for that damn thing. So he said he's going to go up there and take a picture of it for me. But
it was fun watching him explain everything because I've never been there, so I get to understand a little bit what you guys are talking about.
Sorry about Roscoe. Bubba.
It's all right. I got my 3 cats upstairs.
Dustin was good as a chipmunk. Oh, that was so funny.
Yeah, it was funny. That's what I was telling Kayla. It's like I woke up though, so I hear something about horse balls and chipmunks. I'm like, what the hell did I wake up to?
Because I was talking about Mead's horses balls.
To become,
let me mute.
Somehow came back to it, but she'd like to find the tribes her family belonged to in order to proceed.
Interesting.
Alita, you may, I mean, look up Charlie. I'm gonna type it. I can't type it because you did the thing, but her name's Charlie McBride, CHARLI, and then McBride, MCBRIDE. You feel free to reach out to her. You can message her, tell her I sent you, talk to her about that. You might not even, I mean, you might be able to do this. She may be able to help you with this.
Mm-hmm.
Is she related to Martina?
Probably not.
I had to bring it up. I don't listen to country, but I had to bring it up.
This is true. So, yeah, I think people were busting my chops yesterday. They're like, "Oh, was that there before you went there or after?" I'm like, "Before." Okay, yeah. I would not do that. And the T in my rock is just a rock formation where the T is.
That is what she says, but we know that.
I'm gonna get a big sign. T Taryn's rock off. Everybody else off.
And then when I go up there, instead of yelling at people about being on the Warren statue, I'm going to say, "Get off Taryn's rock." What is wrong with you?
What I was interested in is you talking about dinosaurs and the footprints and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't. I don't.
It's supposed to be bones, or a replication of bones that they found in the area way back when of dinosaurs in the area. I don't really know too much of it.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with that one.
Only it's not every day you see something like that, neither.
It's not, and I'll believe me. The one that I saw, the one that I didn't know about, I didn't know it was on both walls.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one, I still believe is Jimmy Hoffa's hand. The second one looks more like what a dinosaur fossil would look like, but I can't imagine it just being allowed to be there without any protection. If this has Mark ever commented on these things?
Mark takes his grandkids out there to show them.
He believes that it's really dinosaurs?
I mean, it's not a real dinosaur. They built the bridge and just made an imprint of it.
So they took, the stone wasn't like, oh, here, I stepped here. They took bones and made the imprint.
I don't know exactly how they made the impression of it, but it's not like a dinosaur step there and that's that.
Right.
That bridge was added later because they even like redid that.
Right. They did. Yeah. I mean, Dustin laughed at me, but I was serious. I was like, April's home. I don't know if you want to bring her on. I don't know if you guys were talking about
I sent her a link if she wants to come on.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, what did you think, Taryn, about investigations with the psychic and mediums? Do you prefer one over the other?
Oh yeah, I investigated with April. I was live the whole time, but me and April investigated together at Kreischer Mansion. And, you kind of rely on, especially for somebody like me. Everybody tells me I have abilities, but I don't think I do. So I don't really open up like that. So when I'm investigating, because I'm investigating to say, oh, you hear something or the claims that the people say, I'm trying to figure out man-made reasons as to why this stuff is happening, right? So I'm going in there investigating, and if something happens, you know, it's always good to have. I mean, you saw when I was investigating with Kayla, you know,
Right.
and we're hearing the bumps, and I hear voices, and it's good to have somebody that's a medium or a psychic that can say, "No, I heard that too," or "No, why?" Like if I say, "Oh, I feel is there a little girl here or something," and then you have the psychic medium to say, "No, it's like it happened at Kreischer." I said, "I thought there was a little. I thought I heard a little girl," and April was like, "No, there's a boy here." So you kind of, it's always good to have that to be able to make sure whoever you're talking to,
Hello.
he is.
Welcome to the show.
When
I try like when I see your show. Oh, why is this on? I'm always driving because it's after I do my readings and then I'm picking up my daughter. So I did readings all day and then crazy stuff. But
You're beautiful.
But what the shamanism?
Well, we were just talking about.
I just want to say something about this because I took the course. I belong to a tribe. There's rights given to us shamans. Hey, Lena, how are you? It's very intense. You will belong to a tribe. You will be given by a chief. Because a lot of people say they're shaman. And there's I love it that they're studying it. But unless you belong to a tribe and you are given rights, you are not a shaman. You know, you can be, we call them like armchair shamans, you know, but to practice with a tribe is different. I can't get into the specifics because it's sacred.
Yeah.
You know, I became one, but I use it privately and I use it for when I do investigations, especially for residentials where there are, I don't want to say demonic, but there's very dark, negative spirits in the home that have attached themselves to the people. And that's where where I use it. But I'll use it personally for people too if they need it.
But see, that's interesting though, because you're saying it's more a personal thing. So it's more for private homes and a personal thing, as opposed to a public investigation at a haunted location.
Which I do use, but I don't let you guys know what I do.
Yeah, you were using when we were investigated Kreischer, you were more on the psychic medium side of it, where you were saying,
yeah,
you corrected me. I was like, oh, I thought I heard a little girl, and you're like, no, there's a little boy here. Was that right? Or is it the other
I
way
know
around?
because people kept saying that it was a little girl, and I'm saying no, it's a little boy because I've spoken to this little boy. We caught him on camera.
See, and now those are the good things to have, because if you're sitting there doing an EVP session and you're not hearing answers, right? And you know, you're asking questions like, oh, are you okay that we're here? You know, we don't hear the answer. We don't get the feelings. But then you have April who's like, yeah, they want us to go over here. They don't like that we're here. They want us to go over here. So it's always good to have that insight.
Well, that little boy, let me tell you before I go on investigations, I pick up remotely on, because the first time we were there, when I pulled up to the mansion before everyone else, well, we were at the diner, but I'll tell you about, but there was the owner and somebody from the radio station there. And I said, oh my God, I said, this woman keeps telling me that there's a family rivalry going on. Now, mind you, even be, a psychic medium, I'm just getting bits and pieces. Like they're showing me images. I'm getting like little one-word answers from them. It's not like I'm on the phone with Taryn and we'll have a full conversation. It's like it's broken up. It's like bad reception going through the mountains. But she was telling me that there was a family rivalry going on and they're trying to protect the house. Because she showed there was a bunch. She was on the front stairs. She's front porch and she had a gun and there was people in the windows. There was men with guns. This is what she's showing me. And then I'm like, oh my God, there was bodies brought here, dead bodies. I'm seeing dead bodies. And I'm like, somebody was murdered. Turns out there was I didn't know it was a crime, a mafia crime family home. That's the family rivalry. There was one of the banana.
Makes sense, right?
Was shot there and killed there. So when I got into the house and I was going down to the basement, I said, oh my God, somebody was killed here. And I said, I keep seeing bring bodies down here and bringing them out the back door. It turns out they were bringing bodies out the back door through the basement, and they had a chop shop. They were chopping up bodies.
Oh, jeez.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is.
See, my thing is like when I'm out doing investigations with people, I don't want to say what I'm picking up on and try to tamper. You know what I mean? Like I want them to get stuff, and then I can validate what they're thinking.
No, you want to say it first.
Right.
You
Right.
want to say it first because then it looks like you're just piggybacking them.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
1000%.
That's like, you know what I'm saying? Always speak your truth first because people just say, oh, well, she's piggybacking. You know, I don't like to know where I'm going. I mean, like most investigations I go on, like one day drove me to, I had no idea where I was going. And I'm sorry, I was eating peanuts. I remember I'm talking to him and I'm going, I keep hearing suicides. There's multiple suicides here. And I said, oh my God, there's bodies
Hey,
that were
Lori.
buried here. There was bodies buried here, but they moved the bodies. So it turns out we got there. There was, I think, 5 or 7 suicides on this property. It's a condominium building. But in the 70s, a mobster used to live there. He buried the bodies there, but he got word from one of the FBI agents I was friends with that they're coming there to check, if there's bodies there, and he had to move the bodies. But the spirits were there.
So I'm here. I'm listening to my audio, and we have a group message from everybody that was there that night, and I'm like messaging them. I go, when we did an EVP burst, and at one point, somebody had asked, I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Giuseppe or if it was Anthony, but one of the guys had asked. Oh no! I'm sorry. It was Lourdes. Lourdes asked.
Lourdes, that's right.
Lourdes asked, "What is your family business?" And there was nothing that was picked up on the recorder because we listened back. So there was nothing. But so the first time we do it on my recorder, you hear factory work. A guy says factory work, right?
They own the.
I'm like, I wonder if that was picked up on my like where was that at? Because we were, so they go back and we go back and we're listening to the audio recording, and when when we're listening to Lourdes's audio recorder, when she asked that, you don't hear that in her recorder, nor do you hear it the second time that we're listening to it. You know what I mean? It was that one time, that first time she's, where does your family, or what is your family business? So the real audio didn't have it, right? It was when we rewound it to listen back. So the second time it was asked, meaning the recorder's playing, so you're hearing this out loud. Laura says, "What is your factory work?" But we got excited because the next question was the Sicilian answer.
Yes.
So
I mean, Giuseppe, a Sicilian.
Right. So we rewound it again because they got excited about the Sicilian thing. And then the third time you hear Lourdes ask, "What is your family business?" you don't hear it then. So it was only that one time that it answered, but it was answered from the recording, not when we actually.
That happens a lot. Like some people, we'll have our recorders out, and one will only pick it up.
Yeah,
I still didn't go over mine. I still.
And I don't know the history at all about this place. And then at one point, I was downstairs, and I hear a cat loud as shit. Like it was like
you just have cats following you all over.
But I had a YouTube video about this, about digital voice recorders. Like you could go expensive or you could go really cheap, and sometimes the expensive one won't catch something, but the cheap one will, or vice versa.
Yeah, but I didn't know anything, so I put that out to the group text. I said I just heard a cat.
Somebody stole my good recorder.
Near the basement, or I was either in the basement, or I have to go back and know where I was at, because that I feel like it was somebody was it Giuseppe said that when they first walked around there, they found the skeleton of a cat in the basement.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, which I've never picked up animals like that. I've never owned my recorder or anything like that. And then for somebody to say, Yeah, we found a skeleton in the basement of a cat when we first were walking around there. I was like, holy shit. Okay. To me, that's like a little bit of a validation that maybe I really did catch something, some phenomena of an animal.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. I'm sorry, somebody's at my door.
That's right. So Kayla, so how do you like running your investigations when you do it? I mean, from start to finish. I mean,
My investigations, I haven't done public investigations in so long, but I would let people get the evidence, and if they had questions that they needed me to answer, I'd answer it for them. So what I do before I do any kind of investigation is I go into a building by myself or with my husband with me, and I will walk through and I'll say what I'm picking up on, and then we'll take it back to the owner, and the owner validates everything that I've picked up on.
that's a good thing.
So my thing was, the reason I never just shouted out answers or anything is because I already know what's going on. So I want them to see what they get and go from there.
So when you hear with them talking to you,
Yes.
how often does it you hear it that everybody else can hear it audibly as a disembodied voice?
Well, see, this past week, Taryn was here and we were doing EVPs at the bottom, and I was talking to Andrew, and she would hear him as I'm hearing him.
And they didn't come up on my recorder.
Oh, and wait, where'd you go?
Here.
The Gettysburg Ghost Exchange. We were in that area of the store.
Oh, okay.
So first we did Ghosts of Gettysburg. We were there for a little bit, but we kept on hearing stuff back at the Gettysburg Ghost Exchange. So we walked back there.
You know, wherever you go, you'll pick up some, but that's pretty cool. That is really, I'm so upset. I wish I could have been with you girls.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
We need to have like a girls' weekend or week or whatever.
I know, if I can get a friggin' weekend off, but I'm like booked every weekend. I'm like,
that's because you're hot and you're
hot. Oh, you're hot.
And you're awesome.
That's fine.
I'm hot, man. I'm hot now. I'm trying to pay for freaking college. I swear to God, I'm going to be pole dancing soon.
Okay, I'm in. I'll come to that show.
Oh man, I got
and doing
fans only. Do a fans only page or OnlyFans.
But I might take April's advice now and just start spewing things out. And
yes, because you know what? Because you don't want. I'm going to tell you something. Well, now I just speak. I don't care, and I cut off people. I'm like, shut up. Let me just talk.
She does too. It's funny.
Yeah. But this the other day. Now, see, I really can't read from my family, but if it's something important, I'll feel. So the other day,
I get that.
I wake up and I said, you know, I don't know why this popped in my head. I said I should look into world events. Maybe I'll start picking up on that. You know, my husband wants me to do that, but it's really not my thing. I'm too busy. But all of a sudden I said, oh my God, I'm going to hear about an active shooter. And then all of a sudden I said, oh my God, so is my daughter. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I should let her go to school. And then I'm like, all right, nothing's going to happen to her, but I keep feeling active shooter. She was at the mall last night at the American Dream Mall in New Jersey. And there was an active shooter. She wasn't near him, thank God. And she got out.
Wait a minute. What happened?
There was an active shooter at the American Dream Mall last night.
Did he shoot anybody?
Yes, somebody was shot in the parking lot.
That's crazy.
But I kept feeling, and I said it to my husband. I said, I keep hearing something about an active shooter. I said, I don't know where. And I said, but it involves my daughter, and I'm not liking it, but nothing happens to her. So I feel, believe me, I would have been sick to my stomach if it was her. Right. I will know. Wow. I'll be violently sick. Anyway, when she called me up, I just burst out crying. I'm like, I'm never letting you out again. You know, but that's why just speak your mind. And I didn't, well, of course I wasn't going to tell her, but who am I going to tell? You know, I didn't.
Right. You got to say something.
Yeah. But who do I tell? Because I kept thinking, is this the school? This has something to do with the school, because I know she's with her friends. And I'm like, I'm looking at the school, and I'm like, I don't feel anything bad around the school. I don't know where this is, but I'm hearing the word active shooter, but I know she's fine. So I was okay with that. Like, what am I going to do? I'm going to put her up in a bubble, but you know, I'm scared. I'm upset she had to go through that, even though she's tougher than I am. Yeah.
But if you got the feeling that it was her, or that she was going to be, you would have gotten
I would have been sick. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. Like, I had somebody screw me over, and I kept getting a feeling a week before that somebody close to me was gonna do something bad to me, and it made me sick. It made me sick to my stomach. My stomach hurt and my head hurt, and I'm like, I know, and it's somebody close to me, and sure enough.
See, that's why it's good to have a psychic medium with you.
Well, can I tell you? I'm sorry to keep talking. I had
No, keep talking.
when I first went to the Kreischer Mansion, the very first time we met at the diner, while I was driving to the diner, a little boy was in the car with me telling me that his
there was a girl in the car with you too. Why didn't you tell me?
Well,
So there was a girl in the car with you too, right?
No, no.
You didn't say anything.
No, there was a little boy in the car with me, and he's telling me that his mom is at the Kreischer Mansion, that he crossed over, but she did not. She's looking for him, but he can't see her, and she can't see him.
That's crazy.
He followed me into the diner, so I was asking her because Sherry Rathman, Tony Rathman were there, Lourdes, Ron, Anthony Simonelli, Giuseppe. Who else was there? I forget. Anyway, so I'm telling him there's a little boy, following me saying his mom is there, and I guess I don't know. I didn't encounter the woman there, only the little boy. We got him on camera on what is it?
Oh, you're saying the first time you went, not this last time.
Yeah, the first time we went. We got the
okay.
little boy. He looks like an alien on camera. It's crazy. And he was behind me. It was just such a crazy thing. But that's what. So when everyone kept saying it was a girl, little girl, not saying you, but like the audience when you were live, I'm like, no, it's a boy. I know it's a boy. So I never researched it. So while she was doing a live, I said I have to look this up just to put this to bed because I know I'm right. I looked it up, and apparently that somebody, I don't know if it was the people that took care of the house, they had a little boy, a 6-year-old boy that died. That died in that house.
A little boy?
A little boy.
Yeah.
A little boy died there. So that's the only death of a child that I know that's online that you can read about. But there was a 6-year-old boy. So I guess after his mother died, she didn't cross over. And I'll tell you, I'll do the same thing. I'm not crossing over until I get my daughter. So even though I know I should cross over because it'll be easier access, but it's that mother-child thing that you don't want to leave your child, so you're trying to go back. Like I wouldn't want to leave my child, so she's looking for her child. So she's earthbound. This little boy, of course, crossed over. Of course, all children cross over, and so he's trying to contact her, but they can't. They're on different realms. Like we're on different realms with spirit. Like if I can't. It's like we're in a bubble where we are in our realm, and their realm, the spirit realm, is outside the bubble, but we're that close to each other. We're like this close to each other. It's so bizarre because I have felt that other realm when I was doing a reading before, and I felt like I was 4 feet off the ground. And I've heard other psychics say the same thing, that they felt the same thing. It's the most bizarre feeling.
Did what did you just say?
Well, I was doing a reading one time, and like you kind of like sometimes you go deep into a reading. It's almost like you're channeling, but you're not. You're awake. I don't do that shit. I'm not hokey. Yeah. But I felt like I was 4 feet off the ground. Even when I was done, when I was walking, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm still in it. I got to get out of this. I had to stop myself.
Darren, isn't this like your question you had yesterday? Was it you? You asked Jay on my show. You asked Jay Hill. I feel like
premonitions and
no. You asked him if he ever did.
Oh, astral projections.
No. You asked if he ever did.
Oh, tarot readings for spirits.
Like has somebody that's ever crossed over ever
wanted a reading?
Like they want a reading, they know everything. They're on the other side. That's impossible.
It's an experiment I like trying.
Oh,
I said it's kind of like almost like you are doing a reading.
You are doing a reading. That's what the medium is. You're channeling for the medium. You're passing over the information to the living and vice versa. So you're both getting a reading.
Yeah.
Because I did one with a friend of mine. We did it at school, and I had a digital voice recorder running at the same time and asking questions while she's doing a reading. just to see if I can get a EVP out of it or not.
Oh yeah, but you do understand it is a reading anyway. Like it's
Yeah. And she was flipping cards and stuff, and it was great. It was actually really
that's
cool.
just like using the Ouija board, using a medium. It's using a different medium, not medium like me, medium.
Different outlet.
Yeah. Well, it's called medium, like an artist. You're using either you're an oil painter, you use acrylic, but it's the same thing.
Yeah. Now, the question I always wonder is, what happens when a shaman butts heads with a psychic medium? Does it really like put one each other off real bad, where one goes that way and one goes the other way, or do they fight it out?
I don't like to work with any other psychics.
Okay, so that hinders as to what you do on an investigation too much?
It's not that. Well, you know what? Because they're going to feed off my energy or feed off my information, and I'd rather work alone.
Okay.
Give you my information, even if I go in first and give you my information, not give it to the other psychic. Let the other psychic go and get their information, because I had people try to claim my information, but I document everything. So that's why I don't like working with others, because I take this very seriously, what I do.
Right. And as you should. I mean, you got the information that people are wanting to have.
I've had too many people try and do that and piggyback me, and I'm like, no, we're not doing this.
What do you think, Kayla?
I don't like April. I like to go into a building not knowing anything, say what I'm picking up on, get it down, and then confirming it with whoever.
Okay.
Before anybody done. I mean, I'll work with other people, but I got to do that separate from them.
Okay. So you guys like going in cold?
If I go into the location and I lay down on the floor for like 10 minutes,
you should never go in there with information, because that just muddies everything.
Yeah.
Right. Preconceiving notation.
I just go in there and I'll lay down on the floor, and I like to hear. I close my eyes and I like to hear all the sounds.
Yeah. Say if I don't like tattoos and facial piercings, and I meet my daughter's boyfriend first, I'll talk to him on the phone, and I think he's a great guy. But if I met him first and I didn't say he's all tatted up and I'm like, oh no, you're not dating this, But I've talked to him on the phone, he's a nice guy. But then if I met him first with the tattoos, I would automatically say, oh no, you're not dating this boy, because your logical brain, you have to separate your logical brain from your psychic, the right side, the psychic brain.
Right.
So that's why it's hard to read friends and family, because logically, Taryn comes to me, I love her so much, I don't want to see anything bad for her. So say if I do like, you're going to
lose my house.
I don't, say that. My logical brain will kick in and go, oh, that can't happen because I love her so much,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Craigie,
I'll give you a piggyback. My legs are strong enough. I can hold you.
Oh, Craig, piggyback.
Well, that just don't be talking about horses on here.
Piggybacking is fun.
Like, I love April. April and I have a great friendship.
Yeah.
And we don't work against each other.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's others that will work against you.
Right.
That's why I said I don't do that.
I like that we empower each other and push each other. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like,
oh yeah. No,
she would come in and I would try to step in. No, if this is her event, I'm staying quiet and she's doing what she's doing. Yeah. I would never do that to her. Just as if I'm doing an event,
I would never open my mouth.
But she wouldn't step on my feet.
I'll tell people I'm an accountant. My friend's a psychic medium, and I've been at her events. And she would say, nope, this is you. It's all you, baby. You do it. And people ask me, oh, what do you friends? What do you do? I'm an accountant. I'm the work. I can do your taxes.
So, April, have you heard of Traveler's Moon?
Yes.
Okay, so then Chris and Kelly.
I don't know them, but Chris Sutton was a good friend of mine. I've worked on locations with Chris.
Yeah.
So I know he was supposed to do an event, and I actually made the flyer for them. This is right prior to his passing.
Okay. Yeah, so I was gonna bring Traveler's Moon on today, but they just couldn't work out the times. But she's a psychic medium, and he is a practicing shaman / Because he's learning from Christopher Sutton when he was doing it.
Yeah. See, me, like, just the way I feel about shamanism, until you belong to a tribe,
Yeah.
you're just studying.
Yeah.
You know.
But those two work really well with each other.
No, yeah. I totally get that. But I'm telling you, if you belong.
That's a pause.
Yeah, the shaman world's like, let's just let this take a second. Let's get ready for this next comment.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Make sure everybody hears it.
Okay.
It's sacred teachings, and I cannot talk about it. I exposed something once, on, and I'm like, keep my mouth shut. Charlie McBride, who is my chief,
Mm-hmm.
it's something very sacred. They would know, and it's passed down from tribe to tribe, not through a book.
Mm-hmm.
So
what do you think about when they do the retreats for psychic mediums and stuff? Do you have a lot of fun doing those, or do you not really do those much?
I don't really do that. I'm like, what are we gonna do? We're just gonna party then, because I'm gonna go hang out with Taryn and Kaylin then.
Exactly.
I have my medium friends,
Yeah. I mean, do you like to teach the intuition of it?
I'm actually teaching a class now, because for a long time I was like, how am I going to teach? The way I talk, I'm very straightforward. I don't like hokey BS that a lot of people spew at you, and it's like a lot of fluff words because they don't know what they're doing. That's how I feel.
Okay.
But I have learned from the best. I have taken my courses, but I started when I was 4. I started communicating with spirit at 4 years old. Okay. So,
I think, and on the investigator side of that, like I mean, even though I don't no longer talk to the person that taught me, I had 3 months of training. It was intense training, and it was in the field training. It was paper training. It was in a for lack of a better description, school room training, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I at that moment in time, I feel like
we were trained for investigations.
Yeah, to be an paranormal investigator. At that time, that person, he was like on his A game, and he was amazing. And I would not take that back for the world, because in my heart, I believe that how he taught me is how you should handle investigating and private cases. I learned how to do private cases.
I like private, but you know what? If you watch the shows, I'm telling you, they're really good teachers within themselves. Some of the shows are fantastic.
Ghost hunters for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ghost Adventures. I know you don't like Ghost Adventures, but listen, I'm telling you, if you look way back, I still love them, but way back,
I just don't like me and you, the 4 of us, and the people that have been in this and that do this can separate. Okay, this is entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and this is this.
He's very passionate. He's very like, you know what, like like Amy Allen explains everything as she's going through. I'm not that dramatic, but now I realize when I go through, I have to explain what I'm talking in my head already, but I'm quiet, and people look at me and I'm like, I guess you want to hear what I'm saying to myself. So I have to talk out loud, and it's just so bizarre. But then I'm telling the conversations that I'm having. But you're a very good investigator. So
thank you.
Very good. So kudos to your trainer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like watching the Destination Fear stuff, because they push themselves to a certain limit, but then there's sometimes in those shows it's like, okay, you kind of question as to why did you do it that way? But then in the end, they kind of learn from what they did. So that makes them a little bit stronger of a group. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
If going forward not to do this again.
I'm not saying that these people that are on shows, like, they're not good people, but I just don't like, I feel like that stuff makes this field, paranormal investigators gimmicky, and people that
I think everyone is always mocking other investigators, but what does it really matter?
Yeah. See, I like doing experiments.
Yeah.
I love about people.
Listen, Darren, I love experiments too.
Like, I worry about like the young kids that watch it and don't know any better, and then they just start running around everywhere and thinking that they can, watching Ghost Adventures, for example, and Zach is climbing on beds and going under here and doing this, and oh my God, throw something at me. Kayla, correct me if I'm wrong, because I've said this, but because I feel like I heard this, that when Ghost Adventures went to Gettysburg, I feel like they are not welcome back again because of the stuff that they did while they were there.
Hey, who?
Ghost Adventures are not. No. They got into a lot of trouble. They are very.
And people are seeing this on TV, and I feel like
it gives us such a bad reputation because people see that the Hollywood side effect or Hollywood effects and assume that this is the right way to go, and they go provoking things that they don't know what they're dealing with.
Right.
People ask me all the time, how did you get into the paranormal? I said, I didn't have a choice. I was born into it. But I was also taught that you respect what you're doing.
Right.
And we had this conversation yesterday. This is a perfect example. Somebody that who was only history and facts about Gettysburg said, well, I don't like that or really was saying like me, I don't like when people like you come in and you like you're running around the battlefield and doing this. And I said, oh no, that's not me. But see, people that don't know any better put that all in one big package. Like they think like this is what you do when you go out to investigate. And I had to say to him, I'm like, no way. I said, I don't like those people either. I said, anybody that I know that is a respectable investigator respects the history of wherever they're at and raises money for preservation. We clean up cemeteries. We do I said, what you know is what
Shamanic does, the grave guys.
Yeah.
I love that.
But it's a shame that there's people who
thing is, like, if we don't know the history or preserve the history, what do you know about the haunting then? You know, there's always got to be history.
There's a story behind everything.
But you know what? I think I don't really have a problem with what anyone does, like how they investigate. I think there's no wrong or right way. So I really don't care. I do care when they fake evidence.
Yep.
And I've seen that.
Yep.
And some of it was just out and out, just such BS that everyone commented. And I just can't get over it. It was just like, that's insulting.
It is.
And that's what a lot of YouTubers do that, though. They like to bring that stuff on and do showboat. Oh, look what I got. And you watch a video and then you don't actually see what they're promoting, you know? Right. And that's where they need to stop and they need to be real and not fake their shit.
Well, I know a lot of things, but I do like Ghost Adventures, but
hey, to each his own. I mean, I'm not knocking anybody that likes it. You know, I'm Ghost Hunters, and that's that.
Yeah.
I honestly don't watch paranormal shows, so
who's writing in for Paranormal Brew
from time to time, but that's it. Like I don't have interest in it.
Yeah,
this might be William Nighthawk. I'm thinking.
Oh, all right. So so you gave permission. I don't understand what that means. You tell them that.
Which one are you talking about?
Oh,
okay. You just tell them.
As in, not to argue with anybody, but shamanism doesn't actually belong to the Native Americans. It didn't start there, so there's more of a history to it. Because believe me, I've had Native Americans like argue with me, like saying, "Why am I in it?" Because if you see me and Charlie, you see me. I'm blonde hair, makeup, and that's not right. That doesn't make you a shaman at all.
Right.
Anyone can. It's not a religion. It's not a race.
Right.
Well, guys, it is 3:00. We can continue.
To pumpkin.
We got 8 people watching now.
I know, but I gotta get my kids.
That's I do. Like when you go on, I'm picking up my daughter, but I'm watching I'm waiting for her at school, and she's always late.
But
I
mean, this is a great.
I love your show, and I always find it so interesting.
Thank you. That's why I like to pick one question and see what we can do with it.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome to come back on anytime.
Oh no, I don't know. William, I wasn't talking about you. I love you.
I think you said who's for Paranormal Brew.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm so confused.
And then he was saying, because yesterday I was walking around the Eisenhower.
Listen, if anyone can help me filling out paperwork for colleges, please, I need help. I'm like pulling my hair out.
So we could come back to this subject another time because I think we could do this like a night show, given a little bit longer time period to do this show. So with that, for myself, Darren, Taryn, and Kayla, and April, we all bid you adieu, and you have a fantastic Friday.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Good night, everybody.